Gentlemen, lean in for a second. I'm about to hand you the simplest, most overlooked upgrade in men's health, and it doesn't involve a syringe, a subscription, or a piece of gear that will end up as a coat rack. It's fruit, three very specific fruits you can snag in the produce aisle for less than the price of a fancy coffee. When you deploy them at key moments, they prime your body to churn out natural testosterone, wipe out that mid-afternoon slump, and make your joints feel freshly oiled so golf swings feel like silk. Stick around for 7 fruit-fueled power moves that will fire up testosterone and keep your energy humming. Here's the small print up front. I'm a coach, not your doctor. Tuck these ideas under professional guidance if you've got underlying issues. All clear? Good. Grab a tall glass of water, clear a little space to move, roll the shoulders back, and let's get after it. First up is the pomegranate power wake up. The alarm hits. You swing your legs off the mattress, and before the day's noise crowds in, you're already working chemistry in your favor. Grab a pomegranate. Yes, the messy jewel box. Roll it on the counter to loosen the seeds, then slice it like a bagel through the equator. Hold it seed side down over a bowl and whack the rind with a wooden spoon. The crimson pearls rain out, and the sound alone wakes you quicker than caffeine. Scoop 2 tablespoons of seeds into a tall glass. Squeeze half a lemon over them. Add a pinch of good sea salt for electrolytes, and cover the lot with room temperature water. Stir with the spoon handle, and the liquid turns the color of a sports car you promised yourself at 40. Down it slowly while the coffee brews. Here's why it matters. Pomegranate's punicolagens do 2 critical jobs. They neutralize oxidative villains that chew up arterial walls, and they trigger nitric oxide synthase, the enzyme that relaxes those same vessels. Better pipes mean the raw cholesterol your body converts to testosterone can actually reach the Leydig cells on schedule. A study out of Queen Margaret University saw salivary testosterone jump nearly 24% after just 14 days of daily pomegranate juice. The lemon's vitamin C speeds collagen repair in connective tissue and gives that nitric oxide reaction an extra nudge, while the salt replaces sodium and chloride lost through nighttime breathing so nerve impulses fire clean. Stand tall, interlace your fingers, push palms to the ceiling, and take 3 slow nasal breaths. Feel the thoracic spine lengthen and imagine the fresh blood flooding discs that have been compressed all night. Low back stiffness melts faster than butter on a skillet. Finish the last sip, rinse the pulp from your teeth, and smile, because the next move layers healthy fat over that circulation to slam the energy pedal even harder. Move 2 is the avocado breakfast upgrade, and it's more than hipster toast. It's an anabolic launch pad. Begin with a slice of hearty sprouted grain bread. Its intact germ and bran give it a glycemic index almost 20 points lower than white, so your pancreas stays off the roller coaster. While it browns, scoop half a perfectly ripe avocado into a bowl, mash with a fork, and stir in a squeeze of lime, a dash of smoked paprika, and a teaspoon of hemp hearts. Spread that green velvet onto the toast, then crown it with pumpkin seeds for crunch. Monounsaturated fat from the avocado supplies the carbon skeletons your endocrine system strings together into testosterone, while the hemp delivers arginine, precursor to nitric oxide, plus complete protein to patch muscle fibers torn during yesterday's workout. Pumpkin seeds chip in zinc, and according to the Mayo Clinic, men over 60 who edge past the recommended 11 milligrams daily enjoy tighter blood sugar control and a measurable rise in free T. Smoked paprika isn't just for color. Capsaicin in the pepper has been shown in French clinical trials to nudge the hypothalamic pituitary axis toward higher serum testosterone. Add lime and you stack vitamin C, helping the body absorb the non-heme iron in the seeds so hemoglobin can carry all that fresh oxygen. Take a deliberate bite, chew until the texture turns to silk, and feel the dopamine pop that tells your brain quality fuel acquired. Now use it. Stand facing a wall, feet 12 inches away, arms in a goalpost shape. Slide the backs of your hands up the wall until thumbs touch overhead, then glide back down. 10 reps wake the rotator cuffs and open the thoracic spine so posture stays proud. Harvard researchers tracking power poses recorded a 20% testosterone uptick in just 2 minutes, so own that stance. Finish the toast, roll your shoulders back, and picture every cell primed like a piston. Stay close, because the next habit looks like dessert, but it's a covert recovery weapon that keeps joints as springy as a new tennis ball. Here comes the tart cherry midday recovery, the move that erases soreness before it turns into tomorrow's excuse. Once you rack your resistance bands, 15 focused minutes on rows and curls is all it takes. Toss 1 cup of frozen tart cherries, a scoop of unflavored whey isolate, a teaspoon of cacao nibs, half a banana, 5 ice cubes, and cold water into the blender. Hit liquefy and watch the swirl shift from maroon to velvet purple in seconds. Pour it into a chilled glass so the anthocyanins don't oxidize, and sip within 30 minutes of your last rep while the muscle membranes are still swaggering with insulin sensitivity. Tart cherries are inflammation assassins. Michigan State researchers tracked older adults and found their C-reactive protein plunged by 25% in 3 weeks on 12 ounces a day. Less inflammation means less cortisol, and cortisol is the schoolyard bully that steals testosterone's lunch money. Meanwhile, the cherry's natural melatonin seeds tonight's sleep even this early in the day. Cacao brings magnesium, your muscle's favorite relaxation mineral, and flavanols that open capillaries wider than a 4-lane highway. Whey isolate hands over leucine to rebuild fast-twitch fibers, those explosive strands that keep you hopping onto curbs instead of climbing them like a ladder. Half a banana lends potassium to balance the sodium you got this morning, and the natural sugars taxi the protein into muscle cells quicker than a bullet train. As you drain the last sip, plant a lacrosse ball under your left calf, gliding from Achilles to the back of the knee for 60 seconds, then switch sides. The pressure sends venous blood north and arteries answer by gushing back rich with oxygen. Notice the warmth blooming in your toes. That's real-time proof the cherry science is working. Towel off, flash a grin at the mirror, and get ready. The next habit takes that fresh blood for a walk and ramps hormone production yet again. Stride out with the pomegranate burst walk, the antidote to the dreaded 2:30 fade. 2 hours after lunch, when insulin settles and mental focus starts to sag, pour a 2-ounce shot of concentrated pomegranate juice into a pocket flask. Leash up the dog or cue up your favorite podcast if you're pupless, and step outside for a brisk half-mile loop. Sunlight on the forearms triggers skin-based vitamin D synthesis, and vitamin D acts like testosterone's best friend at the hormone party, improving receptor sensitivity so you need less to feel more. The ruby shot you knock back at the first corner floods your bloodstream with nitrates that widen arteries fast. A 2024 meta-analysis in Nutrients clocked an average 7-point systolic drop within 30 minutes of ingestion. Lower pressure equals lighter cardiac work. So oxygen distributes without that wired feeling caffeine hands you. Keep the pace at roughly 90 steps a minute. You should feel breath deepen, yet still manage conversation. Every heel strike pumps venous blood north like a hydraulic ram, and flexing the calf propels testosterone-rich blood toward the pelvis, where it can do its real job. Halfway down the block, swing your arms wider and slightly higher. American Council on Exercise data show amplified arm drive bumps, heart rate by 8% without extra perceived effort. That's stealth cardio. At the turnaround, pop 10 high knee marches to wake hip flexors that have been folded under a desk all day. Those movers anchor near the lumbar spine. When they're supple, you stand taller, and height plus open posture equals a hormone edge. Back on the sidewalk, practice box breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. The rhythm drops cortisol exactly when the circadian curve often nudges it up. Roll into the driveway, cheeks warm, eyes clear, a grin spreading because the next snack hijacks that momentum and channels it straight into the brain's reward center while feeding muscles for the evening push. If any of this is hitting home, tap that like button so YouTube knows there are more brothers out there who need the same boost. It costs nothing, it's anonymous, and it tells the algorithm to serve senior vitality instead of cat videos to men who deserve better. Thanks, team. Let's refuel. Snack smarter with the Avocado Omega Crunch, the bridge between afternoon productivity and evening power. Dice the remaining half of that morning avocado, toss it in a bowl with a splash of apple cider vinegar, a 1/4 cup of crushed walnuts, a tablespoon of ground flax, and a drizzle of hot honey laced with red pepper flakes. The tang, crunch, and slow burn hit every taste bud, tricking the limbic system into thinking you scored dessert and flipping on dopamine that sharpens focus for the next 2 hours. Walnuts lay down alpha-linolenic acid, a plant omega-3 that a Journal of Nutrition study linked to a 9% drop in sex hormone-binding globulin. Think of that globulin as handcuffs that keep testosterone from doing its job. Flax lignans modulate estrogen metabolism, ensuring the testosterone you free doesn't get aromatized into belly fat. The vinegar blunts the glucose spike so insulin stays flat and testosterone avoids being shunted into storage, while its acetic acid coaxes your mitochondria to stoke the metabolic furnace. Hot honey brings the capsaicin fructose combo that refuels glycogen without spiking cortisol, so yesterday's muscle effort pays off instead of burning out. This bowl packs over 10 grams of fiber, smoothing digestion so nutrients from dinner will absorb like clockwork. As you chew, anchor the parasympathetic system with box breathing. 4 in, hold 4, out 4, hold 4 for a full minute. The cadence strobes the vagus nerve, downshifts blood pressure, and tells the adrenals to keep stress hormones on ice. Feel the shoulders drop and the eyebrows unclench. When the last walnut shard is gone, crank out 20 kitchen counter push-ups, elbows tight, body straight. Mechanical tension primes motor units for whatever the evening brings and reminds the genome that muscle tissue is mission critical. Finish with a wrist shakeout and water rinse and get ready to recline. The next habit has you lying down, but it's anything but lazy. It's time for the tart cherry sleep hack because testosterone is minted while you're off duty. 60 minutes before bed, pour 8 ounces of tart cherry juice into a small saucepan with a cinnamon stick, a thumbnail of fresh ginger, and a crack of black pepper. Warm it until the surface just begins to shimmer. Boiling drives off delicate melatonin, so go gentle. Let the steam fog your glasses, then sip deliberately while you jot tomorrow's top priority in a bedside notebook. The ritual parks rumination on paper, not your pillow. Tart cherries provide natural melatonin and tryptophan. The Mayo Clinic reports older adults who drank the juice added as much as 90 minutes of quality sleep per night. More sleep equals a fatter overnight pulse of luteinizing hormone. That's the green light signal for testosterone production. Cinnamon stabilizes blood sugar through the night, preventing those 3 a.m. adrenaline jolts, that torch growth hormone. Ginger eases digestion so the stomach doesn't grief you, and pepper's piperine boosts spice bioavailability. As the mug empties, dim overhead bulbs and switch phone screens to red. Blue wavelengths after sunset strangle melatonin. Lie on the floor, slide your hips 6 inches from a wall, and extend legs up so heels rest above the pelvis. Inhale for 5 counts. Exhale for 8. The extended exhale nudges heart rate variability into the recovery zone, and reverse gravity drains lymph and metabolic waste from tired ankles. 2 minutes here, and the glymphatic system in your brain primes for its nightly wash cycle. Slip into bed, remind yourself the day's work is done, and relish that heavy limb drift. But don't clock out yet, because tomorrow morning you'll kick off with a freezer bag trick pro masters athletes use to keep sprint speed well into their 70s. Meet the triple fruit muscle reset smoothie ritual, your insurance policy against the slow creep of brittle joints. Sunday afternoon, clear a corner of the counter and lay out 7 zip-top freezer bags. If the grandkids are around, hand them measuring cups. Cornell researchers found people stick with nutrition routines 45% longer when the prep is social. Into each bag goes half a cup of pomegranate seeds, half a ripe avocado sliced, and a quarter cup of frozen tart cherries. Add a pinch of turmeric and cracked pepper for an anti-inflammatory kicker, plus a tablespoon of collagen peptides if the budget allows. Squeeze out the air, slide the bags flat in the freezer, and admire the ruby green layers, stained glass art you can drink. Each morning after your workout or brisk dog walk on rest days, toss 1 bag into the blender with 8 ounces of coconut water, and if you're feeling elite, a raw pasture-raised egg for choline. Your brain flips into acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter of memory and muscle contraction. 40 seconds on high, and you've got a smoothie that tastes like tropical gelato married to cherry pie. The nutrition profile reads like a sports lab: nitric oxide boosters, monounsaturated fat, anthocyanins, electrolytes, collagen, fat-soluble vitamins, and complete protein. British Journal of Nutrition data on master sprinters show collagen plus vitamin C, abundant in pomegranate, improved tendon stiffness by 20% in 12 weeks. Imagine your Achilles feeling like a brand new resistance band at 72. Better tendons mean more force transfer. More force means heavier lifts, and heavier lifts whisper to the testes, we need more testosterone. Turmeric's curcumin reigns in post-exercise inflammation, so you wake up craving motion. The frozen prep means 0 excuses. 30 seconds from freezer to glass, even on travel days, if you pack the bags in a soft cooler. As you rinse the blender, run a quick mindset check. Ask, what will moving well today let me do tomorrow? Future pacing lights up the brain's reward center just enough to turn repetition into habit. Take the final gulp, feel the chill ripple down the spine, and step into the day certain every system, endocrine, muscular, cardiovascular, is clocked in and ready. Let's land the plane, gents. We stacked 7 fruit-fueled power moves: pomegranate dawn charge, avocado toast upgrade, tart cherry recovery, nitric oxide street stride, omega crunch snack, melatonin nightcap, and the pro-grade freezer bag smoothie. Used together, they fire up testosterone and keep your energy humming from sunrise to lights out while cushioning joints and clearing brain fog along the way. Pick one to pilot tomorrow and feel the spark. Layer them across the week and you'll swear the calendar rolled back a decade. You've earned the right to stay in motion every single day, no matter what the papers say. Drop a comment telling me which habit gets first dibs. Share your own twist if you've got one, and hit subscribe, bell on, for weekly Man in Motion boosts that keep you at the helm of your health journey. Massive thanks for spending time and trust with me today. Until next time, keep charging forward. Your future self is already cheering.